Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, we shape and polish gemstones using a Dremel. If that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing. Today we're going to be working on filling this bracelet with some sunstones that I have here. These are all Tanzanian rainbow meteor shower sunstones, and you can see here, as I'm showing off the pieces, some of them have a little bit of a different dominance in colors than others. This one is more of a red dominant. As you can see, it's kind of orangey there, whereas this one is fairly yellow. You know, it's like got like the golden flash, so it should be cool. A lot of these pieces are from a larger piece, so you can see this piece here has that same kind of orange dominance in the rough. A lot of these pieces do have that, but we'll see when we polish them up what kind of colors that they display, because I feel like the blues and the greens and stuff really come out a lot more once the pieces are polished. But this bracelet has 8 slots and I have 10 stones here. So some of these will work out, some of them won't. Some of them have fractures in them, but they're pretty healed fractures. And others are fairly clean. And it'll just be interesting to try to fit this, and I'm not weighing them out in the beginning because this is just more to get things right. So I want to line up my stencil from 53 Frogs with my bracelet to make sure that I have the right slot for the oval, and it will be a slightly different oval than the shape in the bracelet, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. And we just are going to draw this oval on each of the pieces in the place that makes the most sense, kind of looking at them and trying to avoid the fractures as much as possible. But there will definitely be some pieces that you can't avoid the fractures in it in the finished piece, and as long as it holds together, I think it'll be good. This piece I'm going to cut in half long ways, and then I'm drawing these circles underneath this crack that goes through the top of the stone. Just to make sure that we get some nice clean pieces out of it. Now I'm only drawing 2 circles on that one, but I might be able to get 3 pieces out of it, so we'll see when I slice it. And so here I have all of the pieces with the circles on them. I'm going to start by using my circular bit here from Stiller, and then I'm going to use this diamond centered barrel bit from Suva Lapidary. And so here I have the pieces. They've only been shaped with the circular bit, so you can see here I get them almost to the shape that they need to be, but they're pretty rough at this point. They're definitely quite a bit larger than the setting, and this is just to get it kind of to that shape. I did hold it up to the stencil throughout just to make sure that they are just slightly bigger than the stencil through the process, just to make sure that we have room to work them down to get them to fit snugly. And you can see some here are taller than others. This one, I still haven't flattened out the back yet because it's a little bit shallow there on that one side, so that'll be like a last resort. And this one has like a nice healed fracture in it and is pretty colorful, but as you guys see here, they are larger than the setting. So I'm just checking them out here, seeing which ones are longer than the setting that I need to fit and which ones are wider, and then just taking a mental note of that for when I go to the barrel shaped diamond centered bit, just to make sure that they will be just right. And then I did the barrel shape part, and at this point they fit in the setting, as you can see, but just barely. So the bottoms just barely fit in there, and this is what the finish looks like. At this point you can see that it's very rough. They are just barely fit to the setting. I have the backs of them taken down a bit, and the faces of them are nice and round now. There's no kind of angular parts on the faces anymore. Some of them I was able to get nice and clean, like that one, and others have a little bit of crackage in them, like that one there. And then this one here is that piece that had the chip out of the face of it. It turned out to work out pretty well, and overall we're doing pretty good here. You can see that I have ground down my finger a bit on the Dremel, And so that's just something to keep in mind when you're working on stones. You do want to just micromanage your hand and make sure you're not touching the bit. And for me, it was touching the bit to wet it that did that. So here I have a stone that has been polished with the black Nova point. And these ones have not been polished with any Nova points. So you can see the difference in the finish there and how much the black Nova point really does. And you can see that that one just falls right out. Whereas the one that has been black Nova fits right in nice and snugly and sits flush with the back of the setting. And that's what you want at this point with the black Nova point. Here I have pieces that are only black Nova pointed here. As you can see, it's kind of a bit smoother of a finish. And then these pieces up here are brown Nova pointed. So it is ever so slightly more polished, but still not totally polished at this point. And again, you want to make sure that it is flush with the back, that they are not going to be too small for the setting. And you're going to want to constantly check this throughout as you are shaping as well, just to make sure that it is just right. And then here we have the brown Nova pointed piece, and then this is actually the silver Nova point, and so you can see how shiny it is when it's taken just through the silver Nova. And then we're just going to go through with the pink Nova point and they will be good. And here they are. This is the gray Nova point finish. You can see it's very shiny comparatively to the brown Nova point, and there's still some scratches on it. And then we have the pink Nova point finish here, and you see that it's just pretty much looks like it's fully polished, but it actually isn't yet. We can get a better polish on it, and that is what is coming up next here. So I dopped all of my stones onto incense sticks here with my wax from 53 Frogs. These are them when they are just pink Nova pointed. They look pretty much good to go, but they aren't quite yet. And then this is them when they have been fully polished through all of the polishing pastes that I use, from 5 micron to 0.25 micron. And then I just pop them in the freezer here, and you can see that the wax just pops right off when you put them in the freezer. And you want to make sure that they're in there for at least 5 minutes. And for bigger stones, you want to leave it in there for a bit longer. I like to wait for my stones to not be warm from the polishing before I put them in there. And then now it's time to show you guys the finished results of just the stones themselves. You can see this one here is from my stone that I cut in half and then cut several pieces out of. So you can see that it's very gold dominant there. Nice bright flash. It's very very cheery, very champagne-like. This one here has some nice chunky lines in it from the inclusions. It's got some good purple and pink in there. You have some orange and yellow as well. You could see a little bit of blue, and then there's the freckling that goes across from the Sunstone. And it also looks just as good on the back. If anything, I could have made the back the face, but either way, it's a really good piece. All these pieces are fairly nice. This one as well, it has the same kind of pattern because it came from the same stone. So very beautiful, very colorful. Happy that I was able to get some stones out of that piece because I did chip them off of a bigger piece. And yeah, all the pieces that came for that are nice and colorful. This piece is again from that piece that I cut in half, and you can kind of see some of the adolescence showing up on the side there. And it's pretty much the same flash as that very first one, except for the flash goes long ways instead of short ways. And then we have this piece here, which has a couple of fractures in it, but overall is very bright, just as bright as the others that came from that piece. And overall, I'm very happy with the way this one turned out as well. They're pretty bright, all those ones that came from that piece. This piece also came from that piece that I cut in half, so I was able to get 3 pieces out of it. And all 3 of those pieces I feel like took really good polish. Only one of them has any sort of a cracking in it, and it's not that one. So that's nice. And then we have this piece here. It's kind of got that same kind of bright rainbowy sort of chunky meteor shower pattern going on. And then our final piece here, which is that piece that had the chip coming out of the face of it originally. We made it work. It's a nice flat stone. It's nice and bright. And again, it has that chunky, colorful pattern, but it goes long ways instead of short ways. So now it is time to weigh them all out individually, and then I will give you the average weight of all of them. And so it looks like a lot of them are falling a bit over a carat, and they are, you know, a variety of different heights, so they will be different weights, but that's fine. You know, no two stones are created equally, but we do have a total of 10.84 carats. With an average of 1.35 carats overall. So now here I am just aligning up the pieces to decide where I kind of want them, where I think that each piece would fit best, and making sure that I have them faced in such a way that you can get more of the flash in one angle if I can help it. So I got them all set out how I wanted them, and I'm going to use this clear Gorilla Glue to set it in, and this is a 2-hour setting glue, so I'm going to use an incense stick here. I'm going to put like a minimal amount in the setting there, and then I'm going to wipe off all of the extra with a wipe here, a dry wipe, and then I'm just going to continue doing this throughout it, making sure that it looks right, making sure to wipe it off, and being careful not to pop them out as I'm wiping them off, because this glue does take a little extra time to cure, but it is nice and secure once it's in there. It's about as strong as resin, but it's a little bit more flexible, which is nice. So this is what they look like before they have cured, and this is what it looks like after. So overall, I am extremely pleased with how this bracelet turned out, especially considering that it's my very first bracelet. I think it's cool that most of the stones ended up right around the same weight. You know, we had that one that was 0.94 carats, but most of them ended up in the 1.3 to 1.4 range, which is pretty cool. I love the kind of tan, warm tone, body tone of this particular material. It's really cool. I really like brown, so and all these pieces have like a really nice flash. If I have one disappointment about this bracelet, it's that a couple of them have some fractures in it, like this one here. But you know, there's a first time for everything, and I think that this was a really great learning experience and will help me to achieve even better results with my next bracelet, because I do have more bracelet settings to fill. And yeah, you know, it's a really unique piece. I'm very pleased with it. Everything sits nice and flush against the back, and yeah, it's pretty cool. You can see here, this is how they all sit on the back there, and yes, I love this, and I guess we'll move on to my final thought. Hey guys, what's up? It's time to talk about this bracelet that I made, right? It's pretty cool. I mean, it's got a lot going on about it. You know, it's a whole 8 stones. They're all very, very bright and beautiful. I really like this setting. It reminds me of like little Saturns or something. And a lot of these meteor shower sunstones are more colorful, which is cool. And then I have those 3 that came from that stone that I sliced up that are really gold and linear. So, you know, this bracelet has a variety. It had a total of 10.8 carats, so that's pretty cool. This video is way more about kind of just talking about fitting stones to settings. Because something like this, it takes a lot of time and effort. Using a Dremel, If you have like a lapidary machine, you're gonna get something like this a lot faster. This is my first ever bracelet. I've not filled a bracelet with anything before now. But yeah, I'm very proud of myself. The stones aren't the most even with each other. So you can see here, whoa. You can see that they are different heights. But what I did was I put the shorter stones towards the ends here. You can see this stone is one of the shortest. And then I put the tallest ones in the middle, because I felt like it made the most sense. But I like the variety of heights in it. It makes it look a lot more homemade. I mean, it took me 2 days of work, and I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of it. I really like this setting. I only have the one. I don't have another bracelet setting like this, but I do have other bracelet settings. Yeah, tell me what you guys think about this bracelet. Some of these ones up towards the end, some of the more colorful ones. Here, let me try to find, I think it's this one. This one is my personal favorite. It has like a lot of rainbow there, you see that? I mean, it's pretty cool. I wish I could get it to focus better. But yeah. I think it's cool that it has, some of them are super rainbowy and some of them aren't. This one on the end also has a lot of rainbow going on. And all these stones that aren't the three in the middle, they all came from one stone that I had that was a little bit cracked. So I took some pliers and I broke off all these chunks from it, because I'm like, well, if it's gonna be cracked, I may as well just break off all these chunks and make them into something. And so I broke off all the chunks. I was left with a host piece that still had lots of color and was a lot bigger, and then I had all the smaller pieces. And this is what I did with those smaller pieces. And I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I'm really happy with the 10 carats I was able to save. I think it's a winner. I think all these stones are winners. Had those couple of stones that I set aside for it in case some of these didn't work out, and I lost those. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. I'd appreciate it if you left a comment. I'll see you guys next time that I make a video. Alright, and now it's time for the giveaway winners. So this Ethiopian opal parcel weighs 68 carats, even with the bag included, which makes Dusty Blueberry the winner. So I'll reach out to you, Dusty. Congratulations. And for the Sunstone, it weighs 42.42 carats, which makes Arlene our winner at 42.3 carats as your guess. So congratulations. I'll go ahead and message you on your winning comment. And for the labradorite, the final weight of this labradorite, or the total weight of it I should say, is 172.18 carats, which makes Arlene the winner of this as well, with her guess being 150 carats. So congratulations everybody who won. This is our last giveaway that we'll be using this format, and for our 900 subscriber giveaway we'll be doing something different. Thank you so much for watching this far, those of you who have. If you're not subscribed to the channel, I'd really appreciate if you would subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up to let the algorithm know that it has been enjoyable. If you have anything to say, I would super appreciate it if you would leave a comment. Any comments are appreciated and do help the channel. Share this with a friend. Even if you only have one friend to share this with, it would massively help the channel and help make our community stronger. Don't forget to turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys next time I post a video. Later!